Welcome to the lunchtime broadcast where we highlight the news making waves, ranging from current affairs to community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. Walvis Bay to join Bloomberg Center for Public Innovation at Youth Climate Action Fund alongside mayors from 38 countries. Rundu Town Council and Ruacana Town Council renewed their cooperation agreement. And Zimbabwe to fine businesses not using official new exchange rate. I am Ashwin Berry and this is NMH at 1. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com, DSTV 2 at 5 and GoTV 25 in Namibia. Let's head to the midday news update. Speaker of Parliament Professor Peter Kashavivi visited Dr. Lemera High School in Rehoboth, where the launch of the new Parliament bus was had. Kashavivi spoke highly about Namibia's children's parliament, adding that it is essential for the youth to partake in public dialogue on issues that are affecting them. Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
We'll actually be going straight into the newspaper review and we'll be starting with the front page of Namibian Sun. Government officials have yet again shirked responsibility over who should spearhead the process to craft a law to regulate the budding green hydrogen industry. This means a so-called ping-pong game continues as the commencement of the planned law heads back and forth between the mines as well as the Energy Ministry and the Green Hydrogen Council. Now, the law and any accompanying regulations is intended to provide a regulatory framework for industry players amid the inherent dangers of green hydrogen and with the recent launch of clean energy solutions, Namibia's green hydrogen harvest and the upcoming Daures harvest in 2 months, Namibia is currently governing this industry solely through signed agreements. Plans to enact a green hydrogen law remain rather vague. Mines Minister Toma Luendo has conceded that government is struggling to contain fuel smuggling taking place in northern Namibia. He acknowledged the government's struggles to contain the smuggling due to the nature of the border between Namibia and Angola during a consultative meeting with members of the Namibia Local Business Association. Now, according to Republican, Walvis Bay Mayor Trevino Forbes has questioned the suspension of 2 senior managers at the municipality, citing that the correct procedures were not followed. Now, the municipality's general manager for finance, Frans Gonteb, was suspended on Wednesday alongside credit control manager Johanna Shidute in order for a comprehensive investigation to take place into a controversial contract between the municipality and Red Force Debt Management. Namibian truck drivers driving through South Africa have been warned to be particularly careful of hijacking Walvis Bay Corridor Group CEO Mbahapu Chivikwa issued this warning to the transport and logistics industry. He said hijackings are a common phenomenon in South Africa, with the most recent incident taking place on the N4 route in the vicinity of Rustenburg and Mafikeng on the Trans-Kalahari corridor. Drivers are further advised to drive in convoys and, when they suspect anything unusual, to report it to law enforcement. Moving on, Algemene Zeitung reports that in a previous press statement by Cameroonian lawyer and owner of the Africa Energy Chamber, NJ Ayuk, he claimed the sustainable development of a successful oil and gas industry in Namibia requires significant investment in infrastructure, workforce development, and legal frameworks. Ayuk warned of possible resistance from the Namibian public should an unwarranted one be adopted, industry influence on the development of the energy sector to be perceived. Now, people were apparently informed about the possible side effects of the AstraZeneca vaccine when it was administered to them. The Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kalumbi Shangula, said. He added that the ministry is moving on as the COVID-19 pandemic is long over. This comes after the AstraZeneca manufacturers recently admitted that the Covishield vaccine could potentially cause blood clots and low platelet counts. Stay with NMH at 1 as we continue with the newspaper review with the Namibian.
Hi, Kambaripa.
Hi, Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
In the Namibian, the Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters has called for the Bank of Namibia Governor Johannes Kawahab to resign after he was fined $1 million Namibian by the Namibian Competition Commission for not fully disclosing that he allegedly sold businesses and shareholding in a major insurance company to family and friends. On page 3 of the paper, the Swakopmund municipality and the National Housing Enterprise signed an agreement for the construction of 805 affordable houses at the town's DRC informal settlement. The houses will cost between 90,000 and 200,000 Namibian dollars each. Swakopmund Mayor Dina Namobes at the event said the town is faced with a huge housing backlog as about 22,000 of Swakopmund's 75,000 residents are homeless. Moving on to New Era, the Health Ministry has confirmed a shortage of medicine and drugs at public hospitals, a situation that has left patients distressed, in limbo, and some at the mercy of private facilities. The situation has led to calls for improved regulation and overhauled delivery models. Samangi Punya is a 70-year-old pensioner who has been living with chronic hypertension for 15 years. She finds herself traveling between hospitals to obtain her complete medication regimen due to shortages at her nearest hospital in Enana. This patient, like many others reliant on public health care, has been unable to secure her full suite of necessary medications for 2 months now. This has forced her to either pay out of pocket at pharmacies or face long queues at alternate facilities away from Enana. Following a plane crash in Windhoek last week, the Namibian aviation industry has come under serious scrutiny, particularly the oversight role played by the Namibia Civil Aviation Authority. At the heart of the brouhaha are questions relating to the modus operandi of Westair Aviation, whose 3 members died in a fatal plane crash. Yesterday, another aircraft incident involving a gyrocopter occurred at the Eros airport. The pilot, who was the only person aboard, escaped unscathed. Now, looking at Market Watch, Mines Minister Tom Alwendo says Namibians will not reap the benefits of the country's newly discovered oil resources if they do not actively participate in providing local goods and services through the local content policy government is currently finalizing. He made the comments during a consultative meeting with the Namibia Local Business Association. The business lobby group told Alwendo that Namibians should be entitled to at least 50% shareholding in the newly discovered petroleum exploration licenses owned by all majors Total Energies and Shell, among others. Now, NamWater says the Katima Mulilo Town Council's failure to invoice it timelessly has led to the water utility owing the latter over 2.5 million Namibian dollars. More in economic news.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In economic news, NamWater says the Katima Mulilo Town Council's failure to invoice it timelessly has led to the water utility owing the latter over 2.5 million Namibian dollars for municipal services rendered. This comes after the Town Council accused NamWater of neglecting its bills. NamWater's Chief Strategy and Corporate Affairs Officer Kadiva Hamutumwa said the national water utility has observed a trend where local authorities fail to issue invoices to it, seemingly waiting until huge figures have accumulated before invoicing. This is not only with Katima Mulilo Town Council, but a common occurrence with the majority of local authorities. Most local authorities take as long as 3 years without invoicing NamWater for any services and only invoice cumulatively and at once for services. We cannot pay if there are no invoices, she said. Tables have turned. Katima Mulilo Town Council CEO Rafael Liswaniso, however, alleged that NamWater has not been forthcoming despite repeated payment requests for more than a year. Let's head over into the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 18.42 next to the US dollar. 2.55 Namibian dollars gets you 1 Chinese yuan. For British pound, that's 23.03 Namibian dollars. And for 1 euro, that's 19.85 Namibian dollars. First Rand Namibia stock is down minus 0.50%, whilst Letseko Holdings and Namibia Breweries Limited are seeing the green. It is all green across the board, with gold trading at 2,375.67 an ounce. Local index closed up plus 0.12%, whilst the overall index closed down minus 0.05%.
Introducing 061 Express, brought to you by Synergy in proud partnership with Vintuk Express. Here's your chance to make your voice heard to celebrate the businesses that make Vintuk exceptional. From your favorite coffee spot to the salon that always gets your style just right. It's time to shine a spotlight on the gems of our city. Over the next 8 weeks, it's your chance to vote for your favorites to recognize the best of the best. Nominations open on the 25th of April and close on the 5th of May. To nominate your favorite business, simply save this number, 085-785-6231, and WhatsApp hashtag 061Express or scan the QR code below and follow the on-screen instructions. By nominating your favorites, you're not only supporting local businesses, but you also stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Namibian dollars in cash. The voting process will be the same as the nominations process, using the Synergy chatbot and the hashtag 061Express. Voting opens on June 5th and closes on June 23rd. Make sure to cast your vote for the best of the best. The winners will be announced on June 28th. 061 Express, celebrating the heartbeat of Windhoek. Get ready to make your mark.
Let's get into the news that stems from the African continent. A bill seeking to impose a death penalty on people convicted of drug trafficking has been passed for the third reading in Nigeria's Senate. The proposed capital punishment, which is not yet law, replaces life imprisonment, which was previously the harshest sentence. It was tabled yesterday by Senator Mohammed Monguno on behalf of the Joint Committees on Judiciary and Drugs and Narcotics. Senators who supported the bill argued that the threat of execution would serve as a stronger deterrent to drug traffickers than life imprisonment. However, lawmakers who opposed the measure expressed concerns about the irreversible nature of the death penalty and the possibility of wrongful convictions. A majority of the senators voted in support of the bill, which also seeks to strengthen the operations of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The bill now waits presidential assent to become law. Nigeria has recently been making substantial seizures of drugs ranging from cannabis to opioids from suspected traffickers. Zimbabwe will fine businesses using inflated exchange rates as the government battles to maintain the value of its newly introduced gold-backed currency, the Zimbabwe gold. Any business using an exchange rate higher than the official rate of 13.5 ZiG per US dollar will be liable for a fine of 200,000 ZiG, the equivalent of 14,815 US dollars, according to a government notice seen by Reuters. Anyone offering goods or services at an exchange rate above the prevailing interbank foreign currency selling rate would be guilty of civil infringement, read the notice issued late yesterday. The government has been making efforts to keep the ZiG afloat since its launch in early April, with authorities launching a blitz on illegal foreign currency traders last month. Some businesses, such as supermarkets, have been charging a premium above the market rate for customers paying in the new currency, while the ZiG is being rejected by informal traders. Zimbabwe's treasury moved to enforce the use of the ZiG as the official unit of exchange for transactions. This is Zimbabwe's fourth attempt at having a local currency within a decade, with the Southern African country dumping the Zim dollar last month after it lost 70% value since the start of the year. Stay with us as we talk Israel and Rafah in international news.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act in this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Israeli forces bombarded areas of Rafah yesterday, Palestinian residents said, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed U.S. President Joe Biden's threat to withhold weapons from Israel if it assaults the southern Gaza city. A senior Israeli official said late yesterday that the latest round of indirect negotiations in Cairo to halt hostilities in Gaza had ended and Israel would proceed with its operation in Rafah and other parts of the Gaza Strip as planned. Israel has submitted to mediators its reservations about the Hamas proposal for a hostage release deal, the official said. If we must, we shall fight with our fingernails, Netanyahu said in a video statement. But we have much more than our fingernails in Gaza. Palestinian militant groups Hamas and Islamic Jihad said their fighters fired anti-tank rockets and mortars at Israeli tanks massed on the eastern outskirts of the city. Residents and medics in Rafah, the biggest urban area in Gaza not yet overrun by Israeli ground forces, said an Israeli attack near a mosque killed at least 3 people. and wounded others in the eastern Brazil neighborhood. Video footage from the scene showed the minaret lying in the rubble and 2 bodies wrapped in blankets. An Israeli airstrike on 2 houses in the Sabra neighborhood of Rafah killed at least 12 people, including women and children. Stay with us as we get into the latest from the sporting world shortly.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Looking at local sports, the National School Sport Union is providing an exhilarating platform for the best track and field athletics talent in the country at the Independence Stadium in Windhoek over the next 2 days. This event, much anticipated, is featuring most of the track and field disciplines, with age groups spanning from 12 to under 18. The competition is a hotbed of youthful athleticism. Last year's competition in Windhoek was filled with drama and excitement as approximately 685 athletes from across Namibia vied for glory. And you can catch the competition on oneup2.com and NTV today and tomorrow. Now, the Dion Horto Foundation announced that the second edition of the Dion Horto Charity Cup 2024 will be hosted in Omaruru from 28 June to 30 June. Carl Pesat, the chairman of the foundation, made the announcement on 19 April and encouraged teams to register for the competition. The foundation visited Omaruru and handed over netball and soccer team kits, a laptop, and much-needed stationery supplies valued at 30,000 Namibian dollars for the learners of Payehe Primary School. Horto also donated a soccer jersey to inspire the next generation of young talent. Now, with the help of Good Samaritans who reacted on social media, both Nestori Shilamba and Johannes Jeremiah from the Omaheke region, who also did not have running shoes, now each have a brand new pair of their own and a few extra goodies. Shilamba's coach Edward Kanewasha shared these photos with Network Media Hub. Let's head into international sport. World Soccer governing body FIFA has been urged to review plans of hosting a 32-team Club World Cup at the end of next season or face legal action from Global Players Union, FIFPro, and the World Leagues Association. The BBC reported all 3 European club competitions will be expanded to 36 teams from next season. In addition to that, a 32-team FIFA Club World Cup is set to be hosted in the United States next year from June 15 to July 13. The International Federation of Professional Footballers and the World Leagues Association expressed their concern over the expanded competitions in a letter reviewed by BBC Sport and addressed to the FIFA President Gianni Infantino and Secretary General Matthias Krafstrom. The letter said the global football calendar is beyond saturation and that national leagues are unable to properly organize their competitions while players are being pushed beyond their limits with significant injury risks. Moriba's first half penalty has proven enough for Guinea to secure their spot at the Olympics after 56 years. They last played at the 1968 Games in Mexico City. During this match, Indonesia's coach has been given a red card and had to leave the technical area after appealing against the penalty decision. Guinea are going to occupy the last remaining Olympic berth, joining France, USA, and New Zealand in their group. And Britain's All England Lawn Tennis Club is offering up extra parkland for public use in a bid to get massive expansion plans over the line, which it says will protect Wimbledon championships for the years to come. The offer of an extra 4 acres of parkland announced by Greater London Authority on planners on Thursday means the host of the world-famous grass court Grand Slam event now plans to make some 27 acres of parkland accessible to the public. My name is Ashwin Berry. Thank you for staying with us throughout the lunch hour. This has been NMH at 1.